Today's topic is very dear to me because I want you guys to win in life. And there's three major things that take you out from having success. And I can promise you the moment you can get these three things going in your life, you will have massive success. So I understand how you got to have a lot of mindset, right? Back in September of 2022, I needed to do something different in my life. Well, actually in 2022, I needed to do something different in my life. I needed that shift, right? I had a lot of limiting beliefs. I had a lot of stinking thinking and I needed to figure. And so I'm going to talk to you about the three things that are holding you back or could be holding you back from having massive success. The moment I was able to release these three things, guess what happened to me? I went from going, I want to make 54,000 a year working 2 hours a day. I went from that mindset to I made six figures in 6 months. I made $154,000 in 6 months, which turned into my first million in 17 months. And my second million is coming in hot. Like I can't even get my head wrapped around it, to be very honest with you. But it was based on these three things. So here's where people's biggest problem is. And this is why you don't need another course, by the way. You don't. Stop buying courses. Stop thinking it's the course. It's not. Some of you have paralyzed yourself and you're in information overload. And you think the more information you get, the better you're going to get. That's just as silly as your child wants to learn to ride a bike. And you keep on telling them, oh, just watch YouTube videos. Just download PDFs. Do you think they're going to learn to ride the bike by getting on the bike? Or are they going to learn to ride the bike by watching and reading and getting themselves more educated? Some of you are not getting on the bike. And I get it. Okay, I get it. I get you're not getting on the bike because you think it's the next course that's going to do it. This is it. This is it. And you get caught up on that shiny object syndrome and it's the next best thing, right? And you want to ride that wave. No, these are the three things holding you back. Stop spending more money. Okay. The first is huge. It's that C word that we all hate. There's many C words we hate, right? But this is the one in business that we really hate. And it's consistency. You guys, you can be consistent. There's many factors holding you back from being consistent. You're consistent. Some of you have a miserable job. You're unfulfilled. You're unsatisfied. You don't like your boss. You don't like your coworkers. You don't like what you make, but you're consistent and you show up every day because you know that's what pays the bills, right? So you can't tell yourself that you're not consistent because you've proven to yourself that you can be consistent. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem that happens, right? And that is we get really distracted when we decide we want to do something new, okay? And you know why we get distracted? Because we didn't burn the boat. So here's what I mean by burning the boat. So when I looked at my life in 2022, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy the mom I had become because I wasn't making enough memories with my kids and I didn't have enough time. I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. I wasn't making any progress. And so when I discovered this process to learn these skills, I called it, I walked out of the door of my old life and I bolted that door shut. I had no other option. Many of you might heard of it as burning the boat. You're stuck on an island. You can't go anywhere. See, I looked at it as I was living my life, but I knew if I needed a change, I got to walk through the door. I got to go find that change. And so I bolted that door. I couldn't go back. Many of you aren't consistent because you have another option, right? Oh, I just don't feel like it today because you know you have a job or you have a spouse, right? Or you have some other way. So you don't go all in. You don't. It's kind of like, man, I really wish, I wish that I could make six figures. I wish that I could stay home. I wish that I could make money online. There's a difference of I wish to I have to. And you'll know which one you are based on your consistency, my friend. See, I had to make this work because I understand I understand the value of time. I understand that I can't get my time back. And I had to make this work because I wanted more time with my family. I wanted to get that pressure off. And so there wasn't a wish, it was I have to. So I want you to look at your track record and I want you to think about you or think about the things in your life you've been very persistent and consistent with because there was no other option. If you're a mama listening to me right now, you had to have that baby. You couldn't keep it in your belly forever, right? And even when you went through the pain and the uncertainty and the unknown, you had to push through it, literally push through it. Because you weren't, oh, I wish I could have this baby. No, it was happening. And isn't that interesting? The moment we realize that we can't turn around, our mindset changed and we had a child. So you've proven to yourself that when you have to do something in life, you can become consistent and do it. Hopefully that was a big wake up moment for many of you. I'm sure if you're a male, you've had many things in your life that you look back on and you had to do it. That's why you did it and you experienced the success you needed to have. Okay. So that is the first most important thing. It's easy to say, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to be consistent. And you're not consistent. Here's a really great example. You can take somebody that is very unhealthy, doesn't pay attention to what they eat. They don't work out. They're very overweight. But then all of a sudden they go to the doctor and the doctor's like, dude, you have diabetes, you have this and this and this wrong with you. I mean, you've created a death sentence for yourself. Then all of a sudden the very next day they pay attention to what goes in their mouth and they go to the gym and work out. And 6 months later, they've lost 100 pounds because they went from why they were eating, I wish I could lose weight, I wish I could feel better, to going to the doctor and realizing that they were giving themselves a life sentence and they had to make the change. It's in everything in our life. Right? So many of us live in survival mode. Why? Why don't we thrive? I mean, you guys realize really what a gift it is that we are here, that we are alive, that we were born? Do you guys realize like what a blessing it is that we can hang out, that we can afford Wi-Fi, that we can afford the phone to hang out together, we can afford the time? You guys realize what a gift life is? Why do we want to live it in survival mode? So figure out what that is. Go from I wish to I have to and watch how your world changes. What would the second thing be? You got to become aware of what holds you back. Is your mind's the same. If you don't wash your mind like you wash your body, you're going to get the stinking thinking. That's in everything, right? I don't know if you guys have ever watched the Michael Jordan documentary. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is. One of the coolest is when they were heading to the championship, I don't remember, because it's been a while since I watched it. I don't remember if he flew there or he flew somebody in, but he felt his mind spiraling out of control. He knew he had the technique. He knew he was in shape, but he felt it spiraling out of control right here. He either flew somewhere the day before that big championship or he flew a mindset coach to him. I don't remember the exact one it was. If anybody knows, let me know. But do you see what I'm coming from? That was huge. He understands the power of mindset and he knew the frame of mind he was in at that moment was not going to win the championship the next day, even though he had the skills, even though he had the techniques, and even though he was in the best shape of his life, he knew he wasn't here. I'm telling you guys, and here's the scary part. Most of us aren't even aware of it. We're not even aware of it because we've already created the patterns and the routines of our stinking thinkings. So I had to really pay attention to what I was saying to myself. And I had to ask myself this, and this is what I would recommend for you guys today. Ask yourself, if what you just thought about yourself, if a complete stranger walked up to you and said that, how would you feel? Would you be like, that was rude? That was insulting. Would you be like that? But isn't that interesting? We're okay to beat ourselves up. See, we in life, We create patterns and we create routines. And we in life, unfortunately, with those patterns and those routines, we start showing up because of what we feel we are worth. So if you are struggling making money because that's what you feel you're worth, you don't feel you're worth making 900 a day, which is 328,000 a year, which would make you a self-made millionaire in 3 years. You don't feel like you're worth it because you're allowing these false beliefs, and they're false beliefs, by the way. They're just patterns and habits that have been created that are holding you back. And so how do you peel back those layers? But I want you to look at stinking thinking completely different. So here's how I want you to rewire it, okay? And I talked to my community about this in December. What I would love for you to do is I would love for you to go to your local store or get on Amazon, and I want you to buy a mason jar. Have you guys seen those glass mason jars that are a clear jar that have the metal lid on it? I want you to get one of them, and I want you to put doubt on it. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to do those two things, and I want you to put doubt on the jar, and I want you to grab a journal. And what I want you to do is I want you to start becoming aware of where your mind takes you. Okay, let me give you an example. No, there is no way those people are making that kind of money. There's no way. There's no way you can work 2 hours a day and make six figures. There's no way. See, that's your limiting beliefs. That's your doubt. Some type of trauma has happened in your life that you don't think people can make money. That's the doubt. So I want you to write that doubt down, and I want you to fold that doubt up, and I want you to put it in that jar, and I want you to look at that doubt jar, and I want you to be like, not in 2024. And then I want you to get your journal out, and I want you to write in your journal instead of, no, there's no way. I want you to think about the 4-minute mile. And so what I need you to do is grab a page of the journal and just put 4-minute mile. And here's what I want you to do with your journal. Matter of fact, I'm setting you up for a millionaire mindset, by the way. And if you apply this, where you are now and where you can be in 2 years could be a self-made millionaire. Now, how did you feel when I just said that? Put in the comments how you feel. Did the doubt creep in? Did the no way? Or did you like, yes, I'm claiming it? What creeped in? Let me know. Be honest. Honesty is everything. Be honest. Powerful. Oh, that's so much. So your mindset is in the right place. Good. Excited. Yes. But yes, I'm claiming it. Yes. You can tell who's in my community. They're rewiring their brain. They're reprogramming your brain. Yes, I'm claiming it. Yes. 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 The 29, thank you, Martha. I didn't see that, my friend. The $29 fee is a one-time fee. Yes. Okay. You guys see the difference, right? But if any of you are listening to me and you go like, no way, that's what you throw in the doubt jar. Throw that statement in the doubt jar, and then get in your journal and write down, how is it possible to become a self-made millionaire in 2 years? But I want you to date every page. Yep. You're going to have to carry it with you. And you're going to thank me when you've made six figures and you're having the time of your life. Okay. And then so what you're going to do is I want you to date the page, because you're going to notice a pattern with you. You're going to notice the first few days, there's a lot that you have to write down because you're so stuck in so many negative. I call it, you're stuck in the weeds. How many of you let weeds grow in your yard, or do you pull the weeds? Do you pull the weeds or do you let them grow? You don't let them grow in your yard. Don't let them grow in your mind. You got to pull the weeds. But sometimes the weeds are kind of disguised as a flower, and you don't know. So you don't pull it, because what if it's a flower? That's why. So anyway, we got to pull the weeds out of your head. We got to pull the weeds out of your mind. And so what you're going to notice at the first, because you got to become aware of this, and you are literally going to notice you have a lot of stinking thinking. But we're going to stop the thinking. We're going to put it in that doubt jar, right? And then you're going to ask better questions to manage your mind. Then here's something else I want you to do. Every night before you go to bed, I want you to turn the page in your journal and I want you to write 3 things you're grateful for. Okay? Guess what though? They got to be different things every day.